Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indictment.
Just get-togethers, others hedonistic romps. We'll take an in-depth look inside Diddy parties.
Diddy once threw a party on a jet flying around the world. Now, it started on a Tuesday and somehow ended on the previous Sunday. I don't know how he did that.
Now that I'm engaged, I've decided to slow down a little. 3 Diddy parties a week, maybe 4. Well, not including the weekends.
Boy, I remember one day we went to this Diddy party.
Well, what happened?
Lil Jon forgot his pimp cup.
Yep.
D-Rock went to Diddy and asked if he had a pimp cup Lil Jon can borrow.
Man, he had a whole bunch of pimp cups.
He had a pimp set.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook, a Diddy party or a Diddy after party, or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
The Diddy party legend continues.
Everything good happens at 3 a.m.
I wouldn't.
Time do you stay up till?
I stay up till like maybe 6 in the morning. I'm back up at like 10:30, 11.
6 in the morning. What do you do every night till 6 in the morning? You don't go to clubs every night.
No, I mean, I make love a lot. And,
I run this city, send the cops, DA, defense to come get me.
Court documents obtained by Page 6 revealed that he has been charged with 3 counts: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. According to the docs, the feds discovered 1,000 bottles of lubricant and 3 AR-15s in the hip-hop mogul's homes. The unsealed indictment comes hours after the Bad Boy Records founder was detained at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City amid a criminal investigation that led to his Miami and Los Angeles mansions being raided by the feds in March.
What's up, people? Welcome back to The Prophecies. I am your host, The Prophet. It's a sad, sad day in Bad Boy history. Let me take my jacket off, man. Let me take my jacket off so we can get into this.
Niggas saying bad boy this and bad boy that. All I hear is mad more hits and mad more tracks, you bitches.
Pardon me. First and foremost, R.I.P. to the great Biggie Smalls, the greatest storyteller of all time.
Who y'all talking to, man?
What's up, people? How's everybody doing? There's a lot of chatter going on. There's a lot of Diddy this, Diddy that. But I don't like it. There's a lot of chatter going on, and I don't like it. I see a lot of people that are not of the culture, that were not there from the beginning, are not of the hip hop or rap culture, people that are just speaking out of terms, man. I'm gonna tell y'all, come listen to The Prophet, man. The Prophet's gonna break it down for y'all, cause I'm a person who's been there. I'm a person who's listened to the music from the beginning. I'm a person who knows all the history. I'm a person who's had a federal case. These people are speaking, they know not what they speak of. They're just speaking for numbers, and they're speaking for chatter, and everybody's talking and they don't know what they're talking about. I don't like it. But let's get into this. First off, a couple days ago, Sean Diddy, whatever you want to call him at this point, was arrested in New York. First and foremost, I want to say I don't condone any domestic violence or anything of that nature. You're never going to see me say free Diddy on these charges. You're only going to hear me say is I separate the artist from the music. I grew up off Bad Boy Records. I always looked at Puff as a mentor. Like in business, his personal life is none of my business. Y'all have been hearing these claims and these rumors since day one.
At least 5 lawsuits have been filed, nearly all by those claiming Diddy drugged and forced them into having sex.
What we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. So I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it.
As the sex trafficking investigation continues, interviews with Diddy's star proteges are going viral, including Usher, who said as a teen, the rapper introduced him to a hypersexual environment he called Puffy Flavor Camp.
You know, hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about.
Like since Usher, since whoever it may be, there has always been rumors circulating in the background about Diddy's extracurricular activities. But these are things that are none of my business. So I want to say that before people jump out the window with we going to cancel Puff or we going to cancel all the music and Bad Boy Records and things of that nature, do what you want to do. If that's how you feel, do what you want to do. Me personally, I'm going to always be a Bad Boy Records music fan. Anything outside of that, they not my homies. I don't hang with them every day. I don't condone their activity. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm still going to be a fan of the art. But as Puff, I got a lot of things in this whole case that are just like outrageous and just bothering me and irritating my soul. But I want to talk about first, Puff was arrested, and when you see these papers with your name attached to it, and it says United States verse at the top, this ain't no regular, you got arrested for a DUI or a regular assault or whatever it may be. This ain't no regular degla. This is the real big boy, grown up shit. So it says United States of America versus his government name, Sean Combs. And then they have his aliases, all of his aliases they have over here. So they got AKA Puff Daddy, AKA P. Diddy, AKA Diddy, AKA PD, and the latest one, AKA Love, which might have been taken too far and we've been going out of context now, but it is what it is, man. All right. So there's a 14-page indictment. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'll skim through it, just to get the particulars out. But I do want to say that Puff's lawyer has been the worst that I've ever seen from the beginning of all of these things happening. Let's go back a couple of months ago. I've always said when the stuff came out with Cassie and X, Y, and Z, and they asked me about it, I said, he's guilty. We know he's guilty. It's not even a question. We know he's guilty, man. The only question is, could they prove it? So when the case came out about Cassie suing him and the $30 million lawsuit, why didn't Puff's lawyer tell Puff to get rid of all the extra evidence that would be found at these homes later on? That's all I want to know. Why didn't you advise him to get rid of all of these things? And once again, you got to know that when you settle with Cassie, this is even before the video came out, and we're going to get into that too. But when you know that you're going to settle with Cassie because you know what she has on you, you got to know the vultures are going to come after that. There's always been other people saying things in the background, but it was nobody as viable as Cassie, or I would say with any kind of proof. So when the lawsuit came out and they settled with Cassie, if you go back on my channel, any of the videos with when we talked about Puff, you'll see me saying, Puff, it's time to go. They're coming for you. Once again, what is this lawyer doing? Once he settled with Cassie, he had ample time to get on his jet and go to Bali, just like Russell Simmons did, because you gotta know, they are coming. And they're not only coming for you, Puff, they're coming for the whole shebang. This is a whole industry thing. This isn't just Puff doing these things by himself. There's other people present. It ain't Puff just by himself. All right, well, let's get back to it, man. So that comes out, Puff doesn't leave, then the video comes out.
Disturbing new video appears to support some of the accusations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
We want to warn you that this video you're about to see is extremely graphic. The surveillance footage that was captured inside of a lost sound and then repeatedly kicking her.
The video is horrific. Nobody on God's green earth can condone the actions that were in this video. The lawyer is coming out saying that she hit Puff in the head and took his clothes. That's why he chased her down the hall, cracked her in the head, stomped her, then dragged her back down the hallway. That's your defense? That she hit him first? Now, granted, I'm from the hood. I don't know where everybody else is from. We do have these toxic situations, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, husband, wife, whatever it may be, situationship, whatever it may be, where you get into these domestic situations. It happens. We're not going to sit here and act like everybody's perfect. These things do happen. But to have it on video and to know that this video is coming, that was ample time for Puff to get his ass on that jet and go about his business. Did they do that? No. Did his lawyer tell him to do that? No. What happens next? Puff drops the apology video.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Another cardinal mistake. Dropping that apology video, which we already could see that you're guilty, was just an admittance of your guilt that we already clearly saw in the video. He didn't, it wasn't even empathetic. He didn't even say her name. If you were going to do an apology, then you needed to do that apology to Cassie. We don't need you to come on the internet and save face for the people. Once the video is out, the people are already going to prejudge you. It doesn't even matter at this point. You're just making it worse. Okay. After the video drops, the raids come.
They're gonna probably be arresting me just because we want to have a good time.
Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of gun ammo, and Grammy Awards. New images from TMZ show inside Diddy's ransacked Beverly Hills mansion during the coast-to-coast raids where no arrests were made.
Now, once again, as powerful as you are, as known as you are, you had to know these raids were coming. Was this? I hope this is not the same lawyer that's been around the whole time, because he's been doing a piss ass job. So the raids come. You weren't at the particular home, I believe, in Los Angeles where Christian and Justin was, and where they were detained while they raided the house, and they took all Puff's hard drives. They raided the house in Miami as well. So they got all the footage. They got the 3 AKs that's in this paperwork right now. They got the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. They got proof of the freak-offs. First of all, I don't know why y'all think this is funny that a black man's going to jail. I like to make jokes as well. I'm going to make a couple in this video. But I don't think it's funny that a black man is going to jail. I just don't get that part. Somebody, y'all got to help me out. Like, do y'all really think that this is funny? I don't think this is funny. But let's proceed, man. So after the raids, I was like, I know Puff is already on his jet. He gotta be gone already. He gotta be. I mean, you cannot not be smart enough to know this is the time I gotta go. The raids happen. They've released the kids. They were only detained. I don't know why people were going in a hissy fit. They weren't arrested. They were just held while they searched the houses. So they took all the stuff out of the houses, all the paperwork, all the footage, all the narcotics, X, Y, and Z, and Puff still didn't leave. I've been saying this whole time, yo, Puff, you should have left while you had the chance. Now they're going to be watching you like a hawk. They're going to be watching your jet. They're going to be paying attention to where you go, who you talk to. Probably got all your phones tapped, and still he didn't leave. I'm so confused. What is happening right now? So months go on and people are like wondering, like, what is happening? What is happening? This is what I'm talking about with the chatter. This is what I'm talking about with the chatter. Anybody who's been outside and dealt with police or the feds, they take their time and they just gather evidence. They just gather evidence until they're ready, until they have proof, like without a doubt, that you're going to be convicted. And then they come get you when they feel like it. And that's what happened. So Puff was arrested. And then here's another part that pisses me off. The fucking bill. The bond package that they put together. So they know you're worth close to $1 billion or whatever. So they put $18 million on one of the houses to, I believe, pay the house off. This is all allegedly, don't quote me. But they said they put $18 million on that house to pay it off, to put that up. So they put that up. And I think they also, I don't know if this is the same house or if it's another house, but his mom's house. So it's his mom's house they put up for the bond of $50 million. So the package, it says $50 million payment. He'll be on house arrest. They surrendered the rest of the family's passports. So that's all the kids and I think his mom as well. But I don't know if it was his mom in there, but I'm pretty sure that all the kids were in there. So they surrendered the passports. Now the kids can't even escape this nonsense. This trial may last for a long time. The kids may need it to get away for a couple days, whatever it may be. Their passports are going to be held for at least a year or the remaining of this trial. So I don't know why the lawyer thought that they were going to agree to give Puff bail or bond, knowing that he's a flight risk. Even if he doesn't have his passport, he has enough means, power, and money to still get a fake passport, or he probably has another passport, or he'll get on one of his friends' jets. Whatever it may be, if he wanted to make it happen, they would make it happen, and he would flee. So there's no way that they're going to give him bail or bond. So they appeal that. After the first one's denied, they appeal that saying, we'll put him on house arrest and he won't be allowed to talk to any females. And this is another point that this lawyer is obviously not on his A game, because in the indictment, one of the main focal points is his violence towards witnesses, his threatening towards witnesses, his coercion towards witnesses. They're not going to free him on bail or bond knowing that he's going to be threatening witnesses, being violent to witnesses, being coercion to witnesses. It's not going to happen. All right, my last point on this whole thing with the lawyer is the charges. If you look at the charges, y'all don't understand what sex trafficking means, what racketeering means, coercion means, what none of these words means. People are just flying off the seat of their hand or whatever it may be. So when it comes to sex trafficking, if you fly somebody out and then y'all have sex, that's sex trafficking. It doesn't matter if it's consensual. That person can at any time flip the script and say, you are being manipulative, it was coercion, you threatened them. And then if you do this a multiple amount of times, they call that a pattern. Now, once a pattern is involved, that's how it becomes sex trafficking. You get it? That's how it becomes sex trafficking. From the pattern. I can't. Now, racketeering is when you, amongst others, are all in conjunction of putting this thing together, threatening witnesses, and calling it an enterprise. So let me see what they call this shit in here, man. Because I want to make sure we stay on point, man. It's called Combs Enterprises, man. Combs Enterprises and Combs Global, which is Puff's last name, man. So when you have people that work for you on your staff, whether that be the record label or just this management media company, whatever they disguise it as, y'all are racketeering. If you watch any of the mob shit, that's how they got the mobsters, man. They put a group of people together and say y'all are doing this illegal thing, organized. That's racketeering. Guilty. Sex trafficking, guilty. 3 AK-47s with serial numbers scratched off, guilty. Do you understand that a AK-47 with the serial number scratched off is like an automatic 10, 15, 20 years by itself. That's the charge by itself for the AK-47s. Now, how all this ties in is that they say the AK-47s were used or just even around to pose a threat to the people. Now you have prostitutions flying in. That's another charge. Prostitutions flying in, crossing state lines, and having sex for money is another charge. Guilty. I don't understand why the lawyer didn't see all these guilties played out and say, there's no way you can win this. I don't understand why they think they can win this case. He's standing on the steps, Puff's in jail. He talking about we gonna fight this case. Like, you ain't gonna fight shit. This is a done deal. The only way out of this is a plea deal or snitching. Now, in the plea deal, that's going to be at least 20, 25 years. Are you prepared to surrender yourself and just go and do a straight 20, 25 years? Is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? And I want to apologize to the victims, because I'm still, like I said, I'm not condoning any of the violence that was done. But I still also don't want to see a black man in jail. Sorry. So, where was I? Oh, let's get back into this indictment, man. In the indictment, why was that even potent to say that there was 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Who counted up 1,000 bottles of baby oil? That amount of baby oil and lube is just extremely outrageous. We know Puff does everything to the extreme, but who counted up and said, yo, it's 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and y'all running around cracking jokes like this? This shit is not funny. It's not funny. I'm sorry. It's not funny. So they put that in there. They got the footage of the freak offs. They saying he forced sex workers to come in and have sex with Cassie and also other celebrities or just other people in general. Maybe even staff, just regular people, whatever it may be, at the Diddy parties, the freak off parties. So let's just stay right there for a second, man. Listen, I understand that everybody loves money and fame and power and X, Y, and Z. But when are some of these people going to take any accountability to their actions? I'm pretty sure all of these things weren't at gunpoint at their head forcing you to do it. I hate when they use the term of he was using his power. People go to work every day. Do you allow your boss to use their power over you? If your boss tell you right now, bend over, let me put my finger in your butt, are you going to do it? Or are you going to say, man, fuck this job, I'll go find another job, or I'm going to sue this motherfucker, or whatever it may be? When are those people going to take some accountability in that? These people are consensually participating in some of this shit. So that's a whole different, part of it. And that's why if this case goes to trial and all the footage comes out with all the celebrities that were fucking sex workers, whether that be female or male sex workers, that's going to get ugly. I promise you. That's going to get ugly. It's going to be some of your top or favorite celebrities in this footage. They said it was cameras in every room. He was using a lot of this footage to blackmail people to do certain things, to hold certain weight in the business industry. And that's another point where I want to ask the lawyer, yo, you know they got all of this shit. Why wouldn't you tell Puff to go? I'm so confused on why he was still here. I don't get it. This is a no-way situation. This is a done deal. He is cooked. This is a done bun. This is a done bun. So you're going to see more and more people come out and say that they were assaulted. I see some people, standing with Puff, but I see the majority coming out, and I also see other potent people staying quiet because they're in these tapes and they just don't want to be brought into it. They're hoping that, I'm probably sure that most of the industry is hoping that Puff takes a plea, because if this goes to trial, it's going to get messy, messy, messy boots. It's going to be messy, messy in the city. Messy in the city, man. I just want to say that, shout out to Cassie. Apologies to you once again. Definitely not in approval of anything that happened to you. But I also do want to, and I'm not victim blaming, but I also do want to say she did stay around for a long time before and after all of these situations. I don't know if y'all want to call that Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know if y'all want to call that I was staying because I wanted to be famous and I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, and I liked it being taken care of. There's a side to that too. Let's stop it. There's a side to that too. The other question on Cassie's point, I hear people asking the NDA that she signed after her civil suit, would she have to testify? The feds don't care nothing about that. The feds will throw that right out the window and they will force Cassie to testify easy as day. So Cassie, if this goes to trial, we will see Cassie on the witness stand. As far as the people who were helping Puff, they said they are investigating and they will hold those people accountable if need be. So that means if they don't snitch and tell what they saw or what they helped cover up, that they'll be charged as well, which normally ends up in them snitching. So that's another point against this lawyer who should have known that all of these witnesses they have coming up against Puff is going to be insurmountable. And that even includes Young Miami. That includes J-Lo. That includes any girl that Puff mess with. They all will be required to come forth and testify. This goes back to 2008. So this is a long history. Once again, that word, people, pattern, that they put this pattern together and they say you did this to this girl, then you did the same thing to this girl, then you did the same thing to that girl. That's a pattern. Bingo. Guilty. Easy as pie. They'll use that video. They put that video out. Like, that video was like a trailer. You ever seen when a movie about to come out? That video was like a trailer. That's all it was. It was just a trailer to what we're about to see if this goes to trial. It may be even 80 times worse than what we saw in that video with Cassie. So if I was Puff, at this point, Puff's only real option is to take a plea deal, which is going to be at least 20, 25 years probably. I don't even want to look at that, but that's crazy. Or snitch, and that's even not an option for me. But like the video says, maybe Puff should burn this shit down, because Puff is not the mastermind or the creator of this. Like how they used to say, Puff created the remix. Puff took what was taught to him from the likes of Clive Davis, Russell Simmons. This is part of the course in Hollywood, basically. Like, y'all think that behind the scenes, these people just go home and they just watch TV like we do. No. They be at they little Hollywood parties, snorting cocaine or whatever it may be, and they be doing some other shit. They be doing some other shit. That's why they call it Hollywood, not Hollywood, Hollywood. So this is not anything new. This has been going on long before Puff. It's going to go on after Puff. And maybe that's what the feds are trying to do. Maybe the feds are trying to come in and put an end to this shit. But good fucking luck with that. Good fucking luck with that. Yeah, Puff is not the mastermind to this shit. He wasn't doing all this shit by himself. He didn't create this shit. Maybe he took it and ran with it and jumped out the window with 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. But it's Puff. It's Puff. It's Puff, man. So let me see if we have anything else that we need to address in this indictment before we move on, man. Yeah, so it's a 14-page indictment. They talk about the incident with Cassie in the hotel. The charges are, the arson part of it. If y'all don't know, there's been a long-term rumor of whatever Puff had going on with Kid Cudi, whether that be Kid Cudi didn't want to be a part of the freak-off parties, Kid Cudi didn't want to sign with him. I don't know what the reason is, but for a long time, there's been a behind-the-scenes rumor of Puff blowing up one of Kid Cudi's cars, like blowing up his car, for whatever reason it may be. I don't know if it's true or not. Allegedly, that's what happened. So that is in the indictment. So we'll see if that they have proof of that or not. So you see the kidnapping charge, which is like basically what happened. I see a lot of people saying kidnapping. It's like what happened with Cassie in the video when he dragged her down the hallway and she was trying to leave, or when you hold people that want to leave with, holding them past their will, they can call that kidnapping. Hello. Kidnapping. Guilty. Okay. Yeah, so it seems that everything was, they're lining the racketeering charge up by putting everything under the Combs enterprise, which means that, everybody that was on his staff, everybody that he did business with, anybody in those rings, even security or whatever, can be held accountable in that racketeering charge. Guilty. Y'all let me know, man. If y'all got any questions, put it in the comment section. Make sure y'all like and share the video, all that good stuff. But yeah, if y'all wanna, I'll put this on the screen, or I'll put a link in the description if y'all wanna read the 14-page indictment. I'll put it on the screen a little bit as well too, though. Calling it the freak offs is just insane, but I'm gonna let y'all rock. Man. So they talked about how the Enterprise would get there and set up the hotel rooms with baby oil, lubricant, extra sheets, lighting for the video. It's like a whole bunch of, it's like basically porn shit. Like they was shooting porn or some shit. But it was just a freak off. So it's like basically they were flying in sex workers or prostitutes. And there's even descriptions of Puff forcing Cassie to have sex with some of the male sex workers, or just other people in general, while he watched and jerked off. So if you want to go to trial, once again, lawyer, if you want to go to trial, that's what we're going to say. Puff on video forcing Cassie to have sex with other people. Is that what that's what we doing? I'm confused. I know that's not the route you want to go. So yeah, there's basic descriptions about how he assaulted certain women or witnesses, or the coercion, threatening X, Y, and Z. All of this is in the indictment, man. All the things that was done to the alleged victims. Yeah, so all of it's in there. If y'all want to go read the whole thing, it's 14 pages. They speak on the bribery. They have the phone calls. They have recorded phone calls. They got pretty much everything, man. It's nothing that they don't have in here, man. I mean, Puff's been through a lot, you know. His father was murdered. He was there when Biggie got killed. He was there during the Shine shooting. Shout out to Shine, who said he forgave him in X, Y, and Z. And he also said he ruined his life, but he also changed your life. So it depends on whatever way you want to look at it. Somebody had to take the fall for that shooting in New York with J-Lo, and it wasn't going to be Puff. So you took one for the team. And sorry, my bad. And we're not excusing that, but that's what happened. I'm just saying that's what happened. So yeah, Puff's psyche. I don't know where his psyche is at this point in time. So they trying to say. So I mean, I guess you could say people want to call him a monster. This is kind of what happens at this level, in the game. Like once you reach this amount of money and power, people get lost, man. They lose themselves. They start hanging around the wrong people. They start learning these practices. That's why I always say this is part of the course, like in Hollywood and X, Y, and Z. This Puff ain't the only person that did like freak offs, and he ain't gonna be the last person. Y'all looking at this like this is some new shit or some never before seen shit, and it ain't. I promise you. But yeah, there's drugs that were seized. It's all kinds of shit, man. Oh, they had IVs. They had IVs at the freak offs. So it's like, imagine you going to a Puff party, right? And then a little bit after hours, they say, you know what? We got the prostitutes, or we got the paid strippers, whatever it may be. And we gonna see how long y'all can fuck. And so, you know, when you high off cocaine and ecstasy and Molly and all this kind of shit, you a little turned up. So they said they got IVs in the crib to make sure everybody's fluids is good during or recovery after the sex off. And, you know, to help you out to get the drugs out of your system, man. This is the extremeness of the case where they got so much proof against Puff. That's why I said it's done, man. What are we doing? This boy is cooked, man. And it's hard for me to say that because, like I said, man, when it comes to music, Puff was my greatest mentor in that sense. I'm not condoning his personal life. I'm saying that when it comes to music, he is who he is, and he did what he did, and can't nobody erase that. But that also comes with the power that he's probably lost control, and he's this is the thing that happens. Like, when you get to a certain point, you think that you're untouchable, that you can get away with anything, that you have so much power that there's nothing that can happen to you. So that's where we are now. So like I said, I'm not going to say free Diddy, but I also don't want to see a black man go to jail. Wrapping up, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, like and share the video. And as this case breaks down more, if there's no plea deal, if it goes to trial, then I'll be doing more videos to break down each step of the way. I am the prophet, and this is the prophecies. And I told y'all, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I told y'all, man. So until the next time, people, deuces.